All right, so I got YouTube receiving content.
Beautiful.
I can't see Twitch right now. No, I can see Twitch. Hold on.
Twitch is you live.
Twitch is live. Oh man, we did it!
It's working.
It's fucking working. Oh my goodness.
Awesome, awesome.
Now I gotta find the little chat thing to bring up the window here. There we go. Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
We got people from YouTube and Twitch calling out the first. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Who do you have to give it to then? Ooh.
Yeah, I can't. So YouTube, what? Alex Madera is the first, and then maybe Nelly? Maybe Nelly on stream?
Yeah.
I don't know. Nelly's like, oh my gosh. What's these people doing? Oh. Oh. Oh my goodness. Everybody is trickling in for the first dual stream ever. I am excited. For everybody that has just tuned in, what's going on? It's Childish. We're back at it again. We got ourselves a very special celebrity, Mr. Lucky from the Epic Fail Kai crew. How we doing today, sir?
What's going on? Yeah, going well, mate. Going well for a Monday. You know how it is.
Yes.
Kicking back, relaxing. Here we go.
Monday, the kids are at school. It's time for the men to get it done. Okay? We're going to be doing some R4 team building with Lucky, guys. So keep in mind that we have people on the YouTube side as well as the Twitch side today. We have tested out the streaming. For anybody that doesn't like dual stream, like I'm going to slap myself in the face right now. Fail. Get it set up. It took us like 10 to 15 minutes to get it all worked out. Well, it took me 10 to 15 minutes and then random, fine tuning, but after you get it figured out, it's all good. This is going to be interesting to try to keep up with all the chats here. So Slayer Tam, Jonah, Durrell, nice to see you guys. Okay, Lucky. So before we get into the R4 team building, let's take the time to let everybody know who is the madman, Mr. Lucky. Tell us a little about you, man. How'd you even get into streaming in Summoners War, man?
Well, look, I started playing Summoners probably close to 3 years ago now. It's been a long time. So I started about September 2014. Was really slow at starting. I probably spent the first 6 months not really doing much. Streaming-wise, I only really started streaming in May this year. Decided that I started watching a few streamers and thought I could help out the community by giving advice. I used to do it a lot in game chat through Line and thought I'd expand a bit more and go through into Twitch, and it started to take off a little bit. So
there you go.
Through that way a fair bit, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, it's been a pleasure to have you on board because again, you're from all the way across the pond in Australia. So for the people out there that don't get a chance to see people early in the morning, at least for me, anyways, you kind of cover that ground along with a lot of other people from our Asia and Europe servers. So really, really cool to have you here. Again, for everybody that just tuned in. We are going to be doing some R4 team building. So if you are a early to mid game player starting to create that R4 composition, working on your team, want some fine tuning, today is going to be the day for you. What I need you to go ahead and do is hop into channel 402 on the global server. My apologies to anybody on the Europe server, Asia server. We won't be able to help you today. But we're going to try to take care of everybody that we can on the global server for the next hour, maybe hour and a half. We'll kind of see how much time Lucky has here. But generally, I like to do this for an hour. What are you feeling today, Lucky? Can you hang in there?
As long as you need, mate. As long as you need. We'll go as long as you need tonight.
We're going for 5 hours, people. 5 hours straight.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Here we go.
Let's do it. All right. Let's see here. So I'm just checking the chat right now. What do we got here? Okay, Nat5, please. No, we're not going to carry you. Get out of here. You're done. Cyrus027, I don't want to talk to you. Get out of my face. This guy from the Epic Fail community has been doing R5 for like ever. Look at him. He don't need no help. Sandry, hey, good to see you again from Lucky Stream. Miss Health Fitness Enthusiast, right? Eating all the good stuff. I believe that's Sandry from your stream, right?
That is correct. Yes, that is Sandry from my stream.
All right.
She's been on a really big health kick over the last couple of months, and it's been really good to see her progress throughout that time. It's actually created a lot of positivity at the stream.
Yes, most definitely. I just recently saw her. I think it was a day or two ago on your stream, and we were talking about how she kind of progressed, and it was funny because she put a picture out for her food, and I kid you not, anybody out there that's ever seen anybody make result, the first thing you want to see is what are they doing? What are they doing? And there wasn't no gimmick, guys. She literally posted a food of like 5 to 6 meals, real food that was separated out. I mean, she's just doing what everybody has preached about doing, but no one wants to do, right? Everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but nobody wants to live no heavy ass way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to put in the work. There's no diet pill. Okay, do the work. Oh shoot, Lucky. You know what song this is, right? Can you? You can't. I can't hear the music. You can't hear the music. Oh man, no, you're missing out. It's the no will dance. I'm not gonna put you on blast. I'm not gonna put you on blast live doing the no will dance. It's okay. It's been a long night for you. Let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and kick out. Do we have anybody that wants to do the R4? Jeffrey, what do you? So I know Jeffrey. Jeffrey could do it. Okay. Let's see. We got Dante. He's looking a little low on the rank here. We'll try him out. All right.
Here comes the first epic fail moment of the night too, Childish.
What's up?
What are we doing, mate? We doing R4 or R5?
What? Is this R5? Oh my God!
Oh God!
Fail. Fail. All right. There it is. There it is. I can't help myself but to fail on a regular basis. Like, I mean, that's what we do. That's what we do. Okay. I'm a strimmer. We got you added in.
Yeah, jumping in now.
Jumping in. Now, anybody that's coming in, don't worry about the leader skills. We got you all covered. Let's not try to be a hero, okay? And putting out, your 5,000 whatever, your light and dark nat 5 just to get a little showcase here. Do your normal team, and then we'll talk about it as we get set up. All right, I think we're good. Are we good? Let's run it. Fail. I know everybody's like, oh, I see the fail. And can you see the chat on my screen? Or are you looking at it through somewhere else?
I'm looking at it through your screen.
Okay. Yeah, because what I got right now, guys, is I have I'm sharing my stream with him. He can see everything. And I do mean everything. And so because of the fact that we got all the chats within embedded through YouTube and Twitch, we're like tested it out here. So Rip, did my game freeze here? What's going on? Oh, there we go.
Oh, it was just lagging.
All right. So this is how it's going to run. We're going to take that 3 to 4 minute run here to try to take a look at these things. I'm going to give a little feedback on the first few monsters here, and then we'll pass it on over to Lucky. With regards to your composition right now for Delphoy, obviously it's 5 stars, so it's kind of hard to see the end game stats. But overall, I think the speed could improve. It looks like this is your cleanser. So resistance is great. Speed can improve a little bit, but if you ever decide to use it on the front line, you're going to need a little bit more DPS. I think if this is a backline Delphoy, you're going to be okay with the stats on this one here. Overall, though, resistance is good if it's just your main cleanser. Faye looks all right. I think the stats, yeah, I think that HP may be a little bit low for R4. Could be. Critical rate could improve. Overall is good. Colleen is a little bit low on the resistance side. For your healers, we're going to be running 70% resistance if at all possible. And I like the speed of my healers and cleansers for R4 to be around that, like, what do you think? 165, 170, 175? Lucky?
Yeah, look, I'd say 180.
180?
For a cleanser.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I generally recommend like 185 plus on R5, but R4 I figured you could take like a 10% deficit. So we're saying the golden number is 180. Right? Or 175?
180.
180. Okay. If you're not 180, you're not part of Lucky's crew, okay? Leica is tanky enough, but he is a little bit on the slow side. Critical rate could improve. Resistance is fine. For me, I personally feel like Leica could be replaced with somebody that's going to provide you a little bit more harmful effects. Leica can do the damage, but you need certain harmful effects to make your run more consistent. What's your take on that, Lucky?
Look, to be honest, Leica's not a bad unit, but I wouldn't say it's frontline material. I think you're spot on in saying you can get a unit with more utility, maybe like a Darien in his place, or moving another DPS unit to the back line could be useful, because I feel like Diaz and Chisoon, I know you're going to talk about them soon, are pretty solid frontline units for R4.
Mm-hmm. Yep, taking a look at Diaz right now. Diaz looks good. You're rocking that revenge set to get some counterattacks. I wouldn't make any recommendations there. That looks great. Chisoon, a little bit on the slower side, but the resistance is there. Just try to improve the resistance to 70%, and then get the speed up when you can. Any last words on Lucky on any of these monsters? What do you think about the overall composition?
I think it's on the right track. I think a couple of tweaks would make it work a bit better. I think, yeah, switching Leica out for a unit that's got a bit more utility would be an awesome addition to that team.
Good. If you have like a Hua, that would be a great component there. He had the Dark Kung Fu Girl, so he's gonna have the slow on the second skill, or is it buff removal? I think it's buff removal there. I'm trying to think. I think. Go ahead.
I think it's the buff removal on the Dark Kung Fu Girl.
Right. Yeah. The water and the light ones are gonna have that one. So yeah, Dark Kung Fu Girl. If you have that one, you're gonna have to see what you could do to bring another slow. You do have Delphoy. Here, but if you can work in that next unit to bring that in, that would be really, really good. I think Hua just kind of fits the role, and it gives you another opportunity for a leader, universal leader. Okay, so again, this is just a one-time run, guys. We're going to be taking a look at a couple people here. We are in channel 402 on the global server, okay? So we just got done with Dante. Let's go ahead and try, I don't know, Farty Pants? Is that Farty? Is that what it says? I think that might be Farty Pants.
Yeah.
Okay, I sent him an invite. Doesn't look like he's taking the join. Not a problem, Dante. We'll try. If he doesn't want to take the join, we'll try Nacho. I'm gonna try to send it to Farty Pants once again, and then we'll see who takes the group here, or takes the invite first. Okay. So running HP lead, do you want to go resistance then, since he's going HP?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Alrighty. We'll let this thing all load up here. With regards to some basic, information that you can provide, Lucky, what's your kind of things that you're looking for people that are getting started into R4, like Rift of Worlds? Do you say, hey, let's go into R4, only focus on R4 when you can, when you're able to, or do you say work on R1 to R3 streams, or what do you think?
I would say don't bother with raids unless you can do R4. Okay. The drops aren't really worth it, anything from R3 and down. I preach it in my streams quite a lot. I say get your giants and your dragons sorted first, focus on them for a while, and start building units that will help you contribute in Raid 4. It'll help you progress so much quicker once you've got your base teams down. There's a lot of basic units in your teams, like your Lisa, your Darien, your Diaz, your Colleen. Colleen's so important. Those key units, if you can get them the nice rings to start off with, you can jump straight into R4, no worries about it at all.
Right on. Yeah, so taking a look at this team real quick here. It looks like this guy was blessed with some crazy nat 5s, but he's definitely missing a lot of harmful effects here. So let's start from the right once again. Colleen, looks like it's on a broken or not, like a fatal energy set here. Resistance is a little low. I'd probably get that accuracy up to like 30% if at all possible. And then the speed, like we said before, in the 180. Rakan, again, this is a fun unit to play around with the Rifted Worlds, but you're looking for units that are going to provide you a little bit more harmful effect. As far as the stats go, we cannot complain on that. Veramos, I mean, if you're still using Veramos here, I would obviously try to get it on a... well, if you're using it for other situations, I would like to get on a violent set, but if you're using it here, not having it on a violent set is good, so that you're not improving the counter so that the boss can do its big stun. Resistance is a little bit low, but again, Veramos is generally one that I don't see a lot of people use in R4. What's your take on these units thus far, Lucky?
I think Colleen's the right choice there. Feng Yang's awesome for frontline. He's got good defense. Veramos, I think he kind of falls off when you start doing raids, because the Oblivion effect from the boss doesn't really help him at all. So his removal of debuffs isn't really too helpful. Mm-hmm. So I think he's kind of wasted when it comes to R4, in my opinion.
Yeah, you definitely want a pure cleanser there, and you have it when it comes to Veligil here, but you know, down the road, making a transition to R5 after looking at these last 3 monsters, I believe that you're going to be bringing a lot of beneficial effects, which is unneeded. The more beneficial effects you bring between Rakan, between Wusa, between Fenging, and Veligil is going to give more buffs for the boss to remove, and he will take it all away to make his attack, you know, stronger. So keep that in mind if you want to switch things up. Veligil is obviously a great unit, you know, because you have that cleansing ability. But again, if you don't have a cleanser, a free-to-play one that I would definitely recommend is going to be Konamiya for everybody out there, 2-star monster. And then if you're fortunate enough to get the Delphoids, the Ravides, but even more so the Lisa is one of my favorite ones, or even Annabelle if you're super lucky, that's going to be the way to go. Any last thoughts for Farty Pants, Lucky?
Keep working on your units. You've got the right monsters starting off with. Just get some more utility in there. Drop some of those monsters that add too many buffs, and you're on the right track again. Just get units that have a bit more utility. That's what I'd suggest.
Gotcha. And my sincere apologies for everybody that is chilling on the YouTube and Switch chat. We're trying to use this stream together to help the community, spend some time with people that really need help. It's going to be very hard to leave comments back for you for the people that are providing it, because we're going to be constantly talking about everybody's team composition. So I appreciate your guys' patience. If we get some downtime, we'll take a little break and we'll hop in to catch up with chat. But we really want to take the time today to help you guys, the viewers. All right. Let's see here. So let me scroll up. Let's see here. We got. Let's try to grab.
I think Nacho's back.
Nacho's back? Okay.
Yeah, he's yelling his name out at the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. And I agree with Nelly there. Stop spamming, because all of the people that are asking 14 times for a group, the more you ask for the group, the more it pushes up your message, and you don't want me to miss your message, okay? All right, we got Nacho in here. To me, it looks like this is a pretty a solid comp, so this might not take too much time to go through. Nacho, can you run resistance, boss? Let's see if we can get him to run resistance real quick. We'll give him a second while he's setting that up here. All right. The Guardian of Souls is right. The stream title is not updated. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Did I fail once again? I see the R4 team building with Lucky over here. Are you talking about YouTube or Twitch? Oh, no. Let me see. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah, there it is. R4. I tell you what. It never ceases to amaze me. My apologies, everybody. Fail. So, essentially, this is, if you guys didn't hear earlier, this is the first stream that I'm doing where I'm dual streaming on YouTube and Twitch, okay? So, we found out real quick that there was a lot of things that we needed to, like, fine-tune before we got started. The plan was to start, I think, what, at 8?
Yeah.
Well, at least get connected at 8, you know, start a few minutes after. But yeah, that wasn't happening. Too many things to fix. Cyrus asks, is there thunderstorms around me? Yes, there is. There's a little bit. Okay. Let's get right into Nacho. Overall, just looking at it from early standpoint, I like everything that I see with regards to composition, just the basics of what you need, like defense breaks, all your harmful effects. You got everything covered. So let's take a look at the monsters here. Annabelle. Speed, attack, HP. I like a balanced Annabelle here. Resistance looks good. Nothing to say about that Annabelle. I think everything's going to be good. And again, you have to build. She's one of those units that you have to build so interesting because she can fit so many roles in different aspects of the game. We got Zhao Lin looking good. A little bit on the low HP side for R4, but I think you can get away with it if you're on the back line here. Attack, crit damage attack. So yeah, everything looks good here. Resistance is low, but that's okay. If you can get some accuracy substats, might as well, because it does have a slow and a defense break on it. And then for Konamiya, I think the resistance is a little shy. I would probably improve that. But overall, for the backline, it's gonna be tanky enough. You probably can make an argument for frontline too with those defensive stats. What's your take on the last 3 monsters there, Lucky?
Colleen. So it looks pretty tanky. It's got good amount of HP, good amount of defense, a bit low on the resistance side of things. again, probably the speed of it should be fine for R4, but if you want to try push into R5, you might want to jump that up a little bit more. It's solid enough for a backline Colleen. Diaz has 100% resistance. I think you could drop that off a little bit. You can bring that down to help you get a bit more tanky. The defense is nice for now. The HP is nice, but yes, you can probably balance it out a little bit more with the with that resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Zhongfei. A lot of speed on the Zhongfei, surprisingly. Nice resistance, and it's really tanky. I don't really have much to say about it. The accuracy's fine for R4. Yeah, it's a pretty solid lineup altogether.
Yep. So I want to just touch base right on that Zhongfei here. You made a good point there, and I want to get that out there. It's a relatively fast Zhongfei, and you know, generally speaking, you know, when we're focused on stats for this unit, you know, we consider like the effective HP of the monster, but not necessarily the speed with the Zhongfei. Do you feel that's the right way to go, running speed on 2 and trying to get it super fast? Or are you okay with like a slower Zhongfei so that you can get the proper stats to hang for the front line?
Look, I would focus on the proper stats for frontline. He's already running on Revenge, which is an ideal set that you want your Zhongfei to run, because you want him to be able to just constantly keep countering, dropping that defense break on the boss. That's his main use, just to take a beating in the front line, drop the defense break. So make him just as tanky as you can. That's probably his most use for you in your lineup.
Gotcha. All right, let's see if we can grab another person here. Thank you again for joining us on that run, Mr. Farty Pants. Okay, so we'll try True Pain. Whoops. Sorry, Nacho. It scrolled up on me. Fail. I'm going to send a couple out. Oh, and that was Webslinger, I think. That'll be that last one here, right? Let's see. Who else do we got? Yeah, True Pain. Okay, True Pain is in. Here we go.
True Pain's in, yeah.
True Pain here with the lucky pool. Okay. I didn't check the leader skill, but I hope we're good.
I fixed it up. It's all good.
Did you get it? Did you get it? And you're on point. You're on point. Want to give a shout out to Marantino100, a YouTuber on the Summoners War side. He just saw me stream on both YouTube and Twitch. Thank you for the support. And real quick, Old Man Mushnik, is Lachmaron good for R4, R5? I generally wouldn't use it. I look for more units that are going to provide you a little bit more utility. All right, let's move on to True Pain here. Running an interesting composition, but with some premium units. Perna. I don't see a lot of people use Perna unless you're forced, you don't have other options. Just for the simple fact that you can get Oblivion and lose out on that benefit of the passive. But as far as the Perna stats go, it does have okay stats. The HP are a little low, but it does have the passive. Hopefully you don't die on that. Theo is a little bit on the lower HP side. I would probably work on it a little bit more so that you can improve it. I understand at R4 you are just using the units that you got, and this may get the job done with the cleansing aspect and the other units that you're bringing. But yeah, definitely consider the aspect of the overall effective HP if you want to use Theomars on a consistent basis. The big thing that we got here is 2 monsters that have passives that can get Oblivion and get knocked out. And because of their HP being relatively low, that's going to be an issue. Diaz, for me, I'm going to say resistance is a tad bit low, but not too bad at all. The stats are going to be good. You got a revenge set on, so that's going to help out with the hit point disturb harm from effect. Overall, that's what I got in the first 3 here. Lucky, what you think on these last 3?
Amelia, interesting unit for raids. I think it's the first time I'm seeing Amelia being run. So, Amelia's passive, I don't know if you guys know, but it does give you immunity every time it has a turn. It gives itself immunity whenever it moves. Being Violent Will, the only thing that concerns me with Amelia, especially with what I've seen in Arena Defense, for example, is that it loves to keep proccing and changing from horse form to human form. So that eats into your turn counter quite a lot. Looking at the stats, the HP, the hit points is quite nice. The defense is all right. Speed's okay as well. The only thing lacking there is probably the resistance. So it's not a bad unit, but it's probably going to eat a lot into your turns, and therefore the boss will end up cleansing you and knocking you out. Zhongfei, hit points is a bit too low for my liking. Defense is nice. Violence, I'm against Zhongfei on Violent for raids, just because he eats into your turns and he doesn't really provide much to your team when he's taking all the turns from your damage dealers. Chisoon, again, is not a bad unit for frontline. The only thing I would mention there is probably the defense is a bit low. Hit points is nice and the resistance is, I would say, overkill. assume you don't mind being on violent, considering she's your only healer as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything you said. The big thing that we want to point out is 2 units for the passives, and you literally have 5 out of the 6 units on violent. This is why, essentially, this is why we took a hit early on, and then of course I'm dying here, and now you're dying, but I think you're going to be able to take it out. 5 units on violent, my man. Take a second to watch Claytano's video, hashtag shameless plug. He just put it out there. Don't use that many units on violent. Of course, again, we're talking about R4. You're just using the units that you got, but consider the fact that if some of these units are just going to be used for R4, take those violent sets off. Use them on other monsters that you might be able to get more value out of in Guild Wars, in RTA, you know, whatever the case may be. Save those violent runes for somewhere else. All right. Relatively quiet today, Sandry says in the chat. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of quiet. I think Sally's streaming as well. I don't know. It's probably like her time, probably like 11:30 or midnight for her too as well. All right, let's go. What do we got here? Nacho is done. I think we already grabbed. Did we grab Web Slinger already? Do you remember if we got Web Slinger?
I don't think we grabbed Web Slinger.
Okay, let's try to grab Web Slinger. We can take. Oh, he had that recon, didn't he?
Oh, actually, maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
Oh.
Web, let me know if we had you already. Let's go Space Magic. Okay. If you guys, and for the future messages here, just say R4 carry, please, so that I can sort you out between everybody else. If you say, like, I want it, I like it, I might be able to miss it, all right? Okay. All right, this might be one person that we don't need that doesn't need any guidance here. Rip. We'll let this one go. We'll let this one go here. This will be the quickest review ever. And what do you think? What do you think, Lucky? Do you want to get savage with it? If we see somebody that looks too OP, just knock them out and then get to the next one.
Yeah, let's go hard on this guy. Yeah. He's running a pretty solid comp.
Yeah. We should just do what's it called? When you knock somebody out, like roast them.
Roast him. Let's roast him.
Roast them. Okay, I'll have you start it out.
All right, this homunculus. All right, what's this accuracy? Don't you want to land the heal block?
I don't think he does. I mean, obviously he doesn't. He wants that accuracy.
Come on, man.
I mean,
good build as well. I mean, that's all right, but come on, you need some accuracy. I mean, he's probably not going to even get a turn because he's going to get stunned up anyway. Konamiya, he's got a bit of resist. That's nice.
Yeah.
Lacking a bit on the defense side of things, though. I don't know how I feel about that one.
Honestly, the violence set is all wrong. I think he needs triple revenge there, definitely.
Oh, triple revenge Konamiya. That's the new meta, guys.
That is the new meta.
This Colleen, though, I mean, that resistance lacking a little bit. I'll be honest, the speed's nice and violent. Not going to lie there. Defense could use a bit of work, but the resistance is a bit of a letdown.
Yep. Let's see here. For the last 3 monsters, Zhao Lin, overall the stats look pretty good, but again, if you're not trying to land that accuracy there, you're gonna have to work on that. Speed, where is it at? I mean, can you go farm some runes or something like that? What are you doing? This setup right here is all wrong. Attack or damage attack. It should be speed, defense, resistance. Okay, get good. Next one up, Diaz. I don't know why you're using revenge sets. That is the silliest thing in the world. Go on a violent destroy because you can destroy the boss's HP that will speed up so that when you do the 3 jumps, it's like less HP, kind of like the Lich when you kill it one time. That'll fix it all up. Then last but not least, we got that Fire Panda who probably has the worst runes at all. The game in and of itself didn't allow me to click on it, so because it was just that bad. And they didn't want me to show to the viewers of the YouTube and Twitch community. Space Magic, get out of here. You're done. Get good. All right. So again, the roasting, it's fun, but at the end of the day, Lucky and I got together to say, hey, let's go ahead and help the people out that really need help in R4. And so that's what we're going to be going to do. If you jump in our group and you obviously have everything set up, I mean, I'm going to go like this, okay? I'm going to drop it. I'm going to drop you like a bad habit. Okay, let's try Pyro. Oh. Let's try Pyro here. Is it going to take it? Okay, Pyro, if you don't take it, I'm going to give it to somebody else. Okay, we got it. Uh-oh. Oh, what do you think? I think some of these runes are a little low. Should we give it to him? We'll give it to him. We'll give it to him.
We'll give it to him.
It's not crazy OP. It's not crazy OP. We'll give it to him. All right. Congratulations, Costly Empire, for his first Nat 5. Mo Long, I am Jelly. X Spice, thank you for the host. Let's see here. Go ahead, and I'll let you start out with the first 3 monsters here.
All right, I'll start on that right side like usual. All right, so we start off with Hua. Got nice accuracy. Resistance is all right as well. Speed, could get that speed up for sure. Hit points isn't too bad for a backline for R4. The defense is probably a little bit too low for my liking. And we're rocking that purple rune club too on that one. Colleen. So Colleen as your well, I think would be a main healer in this point. She's a bit too slow for my liking. Her resistance is also a little bit too low. So, and her speed, yeah, definitely needs to get up there a bit more as well. So if you can get more speed in your Colleen, maybe a little bit more defense, a bit more resistance should be pretty good. And Xiao Lin on a violent build, I don't know how that sits with me. I don't know how I feel about that one, Childish. How do you feel about a violent Xiao Lin for R4?
I think obviously I don't like it for R4, but I think we can kind of put the two, A and B together. That he is using this for Necropolis. It has a relatively slow amount. It is on a violent revenge, which is what people recommend, and it can provide a lot of turns or a lot of multi hits. So I think that it's what he's trying to do. I think he's trying to use it in 2 aspects of the game. Keep in mind that while that works early on, when you get into R5, you really need to set aside some monsters and even build maybe new monsters that you might not even think about in order to do what you got to do and have consistent, strong teams. Of course, when you get more runes, that's where you're going to be wanting to be. Diaz, Triple Revenge, can't really argue here. Defense looks good. HP looks good. Nothing really to say bad about here. A little overkill on the resistance on Annabelle, but if you use it in multiple aspects of the game, that is okay, especially for RTA. I like a pretty high amount of resistance here for Violent Door. Like Lucky said, you're part of the Purple Rune Club. When we're talking about R4, ladies and gents, we want to have plus 12 runes or better. Okay, plus 12 runes or better. So keep that in mind. Everything that revolves around R4 initially, it starts about the stats. And in order to get those stats, all the simple ones, you got to plus 12 all those runes. Remember that every time you go up in 3 with the upgrading, you get an opportunity to get a new substat. And with that new substat, it might be exactly what you need, whether it be defense, resistance, accuracy, HP. You don't know. It just depends on the monster. But everything helps. Even if it's a HP or defense-based monster and you're plus 12 in the attack rune, the 1 slot, do it. Because you might get a resistance substat that helps your resistance for the monster. But overall, Pyro, not too bad. And thank you for joining us today. All right. Let's see here. Lidor, that was Pyro. So let's try Lidor once again. I'm going to give Lidor 10 seconds to take this invite. And then we'll try Light. Lidor's like, Childish, invite me. Childish. Where you at? All right. No acceptance from Lidor. So let's try Light Te Amo. I love you too, buddy. Te amo is I love you in Spanish. Shout out to the Spanish-speaking community out there. Okay, looks like he doesn't want to take an invite. Let's try Dark Lighty. Oh, Lidor finally got around. He must have quit out of his Dragon's Return run or something. He got lucky. Okay. Ooh, we're kind of in a little bit of a. Oh, I got you. Okay, let me go ahead and let me put my.
He's got Hua. He's got Hua. He can run crit rate if you need.
Okay. Let's do that. Go, Lidor, go Hua real quick. Yeah, there you go. You got it. Okay. While he's getting that all set up, let's go ahead and check out the chat real quick. Hello from Germany, bro. Beat, good to see you. Dragon's Revenge, what are these units? These are some crazy rare units. Is that Nikki, the Dark Occult Girl?
Yep. Interesting unit.
Man, oh man. Let's see here. Tweeter1979 says, hey, you might want to go over the minimum requirements for the glory buildings in R4, R5. Lucky, what do you think on that?
Tough. It's tough to measure. I'd rather look at unit stats and try get the minimum there. The towers, in my opinion, would just be a bonus on top of that. It's hard to judge people's progression without really knowing what their tower situation is like. So if you just work on like your minimum stats, and the towers just can be considered a bonus from there.
Right. As far as the glory shot buildings, for me, some of the ones that I take a look at early on is the speed, the critical rate, the HP. Those are going to be some of the main ones that I like using in the attack tower as well. But overall, like you said, you can. We're looking at the stats in general. All the glory shot builders are going to be different for everybody. I don't think there's a real minimum requirement. Focus on the stats first on the monsters here, and then everything that you get from glory shot is going to be icing on the cake. I'm going to mix it up here because I think like in a typical alphabet language here, we go left to right. I'm going to start out with the first three, and then I'll let you pick the last three here.
No stress. No stress.
Zhong Fei here. Overall, great stats is on a broken set. Resistance looks good. Nothing bad to say about it. Beladion, Swift. Okay. I think the stats are good. This can definitely hang in the front line for R4. Might need to be a little bit beefy unless you run a couple more monsters in the front line for your R4, R5 team. As far as the resistance goes, yes, it's a little bit low, but it is Belladon. We use it in a ton of aspects of the game, so it's going to be hard to, perfect it for R4. I say keep it the where it is and let your cleanser do the work. Speaking of which, we got Perna here again. I'm not a big fan of Perna in here. Perna's a premium unit, but no harmful effects are brought. When I look at the team overall, I cannot find... okay, as if we got Cleanser. Okay, so we do have the Cleanser. Sorry, I forgot that Annabelle and Nikki were the same here, but I'll let you go ahead with Nikki here.
All right, no worries. So Nikki's looking pretty good, but as your solo cleanser, she probably needs more speed. Resistance is probably a bit on the low side for being your cleanser as well. Hua's speed's really nice. Accuracy's really nice. Oh, we ran out of time.
That's okay. I was going to say, I liked Hua. I didn't see anything else on there that I want to point out there. And Jasun was relatively tanky, over 200 speed at 30k HP, and the resistance was up there in that 60 to 65% range. So there was nothing really bad to say about the Jasun as well. Yeah. But you're looking pretty good overall, man. Congratulations on the Light and Dark Nat 5, that 0.35% chance to get that unit. Congratulations. I'm jealous. Lucky's jealous. You need to get out of here before we get mad.
I know, right? Oh.
Salty, man. I'm salty.
Oh, I've still got no Light and Dark Nat 5.
Let's see. Splofar, can you please tell me how to get a Nat 5? I played this game for 2 years and I still haven't gotten one. Oh my god. For those that don't know, Jew Bagel, right? Our biggest, YouTuber in the Summer Sport community there, at least on the United States side, he went a year and I think 10 months before he got his first Nat 5. So we've all been there, guys. Like, it can happen to the best of us, all right? Somebody made a comment about when's the next R5 review. Today is just R4. We do a lot of R5 carries, throughout the week or whatnot. So today we're just focused on R4. So for the people that really need some help, we can get them taken care of here. So let's try Crappie, and then I'm gonna try to send one to Split as well. So whichever one we don't get, we'll grab next time here. It looks like Crappie took the invite first. Let's take a look here. Uh-oh, I don't know. Well, this guy got fight. I don't know. I'll give it to him. We'll give it to him. Wasn't crazy OP. It wasn't crazy OP.
Nah.
Nice to see you streaming again, Childish. Thank you, Devour. I appreciate it. And I'm glad everything is working out. You guys there's not like any crazy lag or anything from both the streams, this whole free streaming thing. It's a little new to me, I ain't gonna lie. Okay, so let's click it out. I'm gonna start out here from left to right. Diaz looking real good, 1300 defense, 25k HP. For R4, I think you can get away with that. If you're running a two-man front line, maybe a little bit more on the defense, but I think you can. I think this is going to be manageable considering the composition you're bringing. Just keep on working on that resistance, and if you can't get a little bit of accuracy, definitely do so because it is going to provide hit point disturb, attack, and defense break. Kona Mia looking strong, swift will. I like the stats overall, but the resistance again could use some work here. Because of the fact that it is one of your cleansers, you want to make sure your cleansers have the resistance you need. If your attackers are low on resistance, that's okay. Let the cleansers do the work and keep you alive. Delphoy, let's see here. HP is really good. Defense, all right. If you're running, what are you running, like speed? Speed, defense, HP, or speed, HP, okay. Resistance is great. Accuracy should be all right. Overall, I'm happy with those stats here. What's your take on these last three monsters, Lucky?
Chisoon's looking pretty good as a starting point. Speed could use a bit of help, but I think for a frontline Chisoon for R4 should be able to get by with it. Hua on Violent, I don't know if I like that for raids. I'd probably switch her to Swift just to get more utility out of her. Her speed's a bit low, so you're probably not getting as much damage output as you could. Your resistance, your accuracy is fine for her as well. For R4, her HP is okay as well. Chris is an interesting unit for raids. I haven't really seen much of her, but looking at her stats, I mean, for a damage dealer, she's not too bad at all. But I think looking at the overall team composition, you've got 3 units that are on Violent. Your main healer's on Violent, one of your cleansers on Violent. I would almost just drop Hua off Violent, and that'll give you a bit more stability in your runs.
Yep, you could do that there. Hua is providing the leader skill as well, so you might have to keep that in mind and kind of switch it out when need be. The one thing also to point out here, I would probably work in the Colleen, if at all possible here. You get the attack buff in there from Colleen. You got Chisoon in there, but because of the fact that you're running Delphoid and Konami, I think you've got enough heals. Even though I like the Fallen Blossoms, I think Colleen's going to be the better way to go, just to have a little bit more consistency with your attack breaks and your hit point disturbs to help out DS. But Chisoon is not a bad monster, but I like Colleen. Multi hits on the first and second skill, more opportunities to get the harmful effects you need. Let's take a step back before we grab the next person. Let's talk about those stats for the front line, just to kind of give a perspective for people here. When you're taking a look at a team composition, Lucky, and let's say they're running like a 2-4, 2 front line, 4 back line here, what do you recommend for basic stats on the front line?
Look, to be honest, for R4, you can almost probably get away with about 18 to 20,000 hit points and about that 1,000 defense mark for frontline. If you're running, your 4-man frontline, I think that's a pretty solid frontline build if you can do that. If you're running 2-man front, I would probably try get it to about 1.3 thousand defense and about, hit points probably not as much, but it's mainly on the defense side if you're running a 2-man front line. If you're running like a Zhongfei and a Diaz front line, I think those stats should get you by easily.
Right on. All right. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and grab the next one. And we'll say we got Dodi. Hi from France. Thank you for all the knowledge you give us throughout the YouTube content. Not a problem, man. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. For anybody that is chilling and maybe or not familiar or probably just joined in, we are streaming, doing some R14 building with Lucky from the Twitch community. Okay, some of us are Twitch community. So if you want to give him a shout out here, Lucky, if you can go ahead and type in the Twitch chat so people can see your name and then give you a click so they can give you a follow. It really would mean a lot to me, guys. I just want to tell you right now, he's all the way from Australia. He just finished his stream and he said, hey, you know what, Childish? Let's get it done for the community. Let's help you out. He is staying up late for you guys to give you some advice for your R4 teams, okay? Let's see. And that was Crappie that we got last time? Was that Crappie? No, let's see. Okay, I think you guys are typing too much here. Soul Ran, invite. Okay. Guys, I need you to say R4 carry. Okay, R4 carry if you actually need help. If you are like a G3 player that's saying R4 carry just to waste our time, sorry. We're gonna help out somebody else, alright? No trolls today, no trolls. And if you get thrown in there, we think you're too good, you're gonna get roasted. Hard.
And we don't hold back on those roasts.
We do not hold back. Yeah. It's a PG stream, but it might have to go to PG-13. I mean, really. Let's see. R4, we'll try Cordello. I'm giving about 10 seconds for everybody that I invite if they take it right away. If you guys are in the middle of like a GB10 run or whatever, I get it. It's going to be hard to get everybody right, right when they start. So, all right. This one looks like we can use some guidance here. Let's go ahead and get it underway.
Go ahead.
All right. What do you think? Do you want to start out this time or do you want me to start out this time?
I'll go first 3 this time.
All right. I'm going to give you the better 3, and then I'm going to take the last 3 here.
No worries.
I bet you his first 3 monsters are perfect, and then I'm going to have to run it. All right, let's see.
Here we go. Left to right. We're going to start with Diaz. So Diaz's defense and HP looks fine. You're running 1 revenge set, which is fine. It's more than enough. And you got plenty of resistance as well, considering you're going to probably be running a Diaz lead during your raids. So he's looking pretty solid. Veligil on a violent set. That's not too bad as well. The resistance, I mean, you could get a bit more, but I know you're going to be using it in multiple places as well. The speed's nice. Defense is nice. Hit points is nice. So really can't say much about that one. Oh, I can say a fair bit about the Colleen, though.
Uh-oh.
So it's a bit blank.
Here it goes.
It's a bit blank next to the speed, which doesn't sit comfortable with me at all. Yeah. Colleen's probably missing about 80 speed, as I was saying before. So Revenge is nice, but I wouldn't force Revenge if you've got no speed at all. So definitely try to get some more speed on her. Some speed would be nice. Colleen's sitting there like, come on.
Come on, man.
So,
what are you doing?
All right, last three's yours.
All right, let's see here. We got Emma here running the Violence set. Really, really tanky. Overall, good stats here. It's providing a nice heal to kind of help out with Colleen. It is providing that defensive buff, though. The defense and the shield, if the heals go over, it gets capped off here. So it's going to be providing more beneficial effects that the monster can take advantage of. Overall, the resistance is a little bit lower, but the stats are fine if you're going to use it as the healer here. Hua is looking pretty good here on the speed side. HP is definitely good. The defense is really good. This can hang there on the back line for sure. Critical rate is a little bit low, but overall resistance and accuracy is perfect. Zhao Lin on a Violent Revenge here. Again, a little bit lower on the speed. Actually, speed is pretty decent here. Stats should be pretty decent for the front line, even though 15k is a little bit low. I think the defense can help her hang. She's just under 900 defense, and then overall looks good. I think the big thing to kind of point out here is between your damage dealers, you're running a relatively low critical rate. Definitely see what you guys can do to get that 70% critical rate or higher. I mean, obviously, if you can shoot for 85, 81 to 85, that's great, but you lose a lot of value out of ruining the monster for critical damage if you don't have enough critical rate to justify it. So that's the only thing I can think of on those last three. Final thoughts from your side, Lucky?
Team composition's on the right track. Just needed to balance out the stats in those units. You're spot on in terms of saying the crit rate was low. You're going to lose a lot of damage output that way. So once you can get the crit rate sorted, focus crit rate over crit damage when you are building your team initially, is what I'll just throw out there as well.
Okay. Dark Lady, I'm going to try to grab you. I'm trying to grab Sauron. I'm going to try to grab Dark Lady. Let's see who gets it first here. Sauron, Dark Lady. Who's going to be the one? Sauron grabs it. Okay. Let's remember Dark Lady next time, Lucky. Let's remember Dark Lady.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. Okay. I think we should be good here. Ooh, man. I see 2 units that I don't have, so I'm already a little butthurt, I ain't gonna lie. Wusa. I want some RTA monsters. I don't know about you, but I've been really edging for some of these premium monsters that all these G2, G3 players have. Oh, man. All right, I'll start it off this time again. Wusa, again, Violent. It looks like this is a Wusa that is built for multiple aspects of the game, whether it's Skill Wars or RTA. Yes, you can use it in this particular situation, but it is on a Violent set, so it's going to be hurting you in the long run. It does provide immunity and shield, but I think between Colleen and Konamiya, you got some decent heals. Hopefully down the road you can figure out a replacement for that to either maybe assist with the heals, but take away those beneficial effects. Use somebody else there. Resistance is low, but again, I'm not really looking at resistance because of the fact that this is generally not a monster you would use in the Rift of Worlds. Looking at Diaz overall, triple guard, crazy stats, looking good. Little low on the speed, but that's okay. Resistance is good. Accuracy is great. See what you can do to get some revenge sets on that. Overall, Konamiya, nothing really bad to say about it other than the fact that you can work on the resistance a little bit. It is your cleanser, so you want to get that 70% resistance. Accuracy is fine. You are running the defense room there, as I can see there on the 1K defense, so you will definitely be able to hang on the black line for sure. What's your take on the final 3?
Okay, so Colleen's got nice speed. It's got nice resistance. Hit points, I think it's a pretty solid all-built, all-round Colleen for backline, for especially. So not really much more to say on that one. So Zhao Lin's looking pretty solid as well. I think the only thing lacking there is the crit rate. And skill ups. Skill ups are pretty important for Colleen on that 3rd skill. Leica is an interesting unit in this team, in this composition here. Leica for damage output would probably need a solid defense breaker in your team to be able to contribute a bit more in terms of damage. The stats overall for Leica, I mean, speed's a bit low. Hit points isn't too bad. The attack's nice. The crit rate does need a bit of work. And the resistance is fine for him as well.
Gotcha. And again, just kind of last thoughts here. Between Laika and Wusa, you can tell that this person is just using the monsters that he got to get the job done in R4. It should do fine in R4, but when we're looking at R5, you really got to fine-tune your team to bring in some units that are going to provide you a little bit more utility to make your runs more consistent here. Let's see here. Oh, that's right. We're talking about that Wusa here. Sandry calling you out, putting you on blast with the duplicate Wusa. Yeah, buddy. Let's take a quick question here from the community. Old Man Mushnik from Twitch says, who would be the best if you can only 6-star one of these units for R4, R5? And I'll hand this one to you. His options here is Bella, Lisa, Hua, or Zalin.
If you could only do one of them,
right,
I would go with Lisa.
Okay, I think I would go with Lisa too.
Because I would go with Lisa just because what she brings to your team is so important. All-round cleanse, especially with the group attack, it does reduce the cooldowns of your other units. She just brings so much utility to your team, and she isn't too hard to build either. So she's a pretty all-round solid unit.
Gotcha. I completely agree with that here. Here's the thing about it, though. For some of these monsters that you're talking about, especially when it comes to Lisa here, the value of Lisa, I mean, for everything you said to add on there, the value of Lisa also comes with the skill ups here. If you are trying to use a Lisa and make it work, or you see another composition out there with the same teams, and you're wondering why it's not working as good as it is, if you don't have that third skill max, you are not going to see the true value of this monster. Your cleansers on that third skill need to be maxed out. Bring it down from 6 turns to 4 turns. That's a huge change in your team count. Let's see.
I think, Childish, just on top of that, just any cleansers that you use or healers that you do want to run in your raid team should have max skills. Or your cleansing component or the healing component should be maxed out for sure.
Gotcha. All right. We sent one here, and we're going to try Emory. Oh, it looks like Darklight did join. So, Emory, let's try to get you one more dab here. One thing to point out there, in that last one, too, I didn't. Now that I see this Diaz that's 5-star here, if you can get away with the 5-star in R4, great. But keep in mind the value of taking your monster 5-star to 6-star. The base stats are, like, invaluable, right? You have to have them. It just makes everything much easier. If you're trying to get away with some 5-stars, you're like, I don't want a 6-star yet. I want a 6-star this other pretty monster, whatever. Keep in mind that we are in a stage where we're trying to get the best grinds and enchantments to improve your units overall. And so definitely take the time to get those monsters 6 stars if you're at that stage where you got some nice runes and you really want to get those consistent grinds to improve them. 6-star stats are great. I'll let you start out with the first 3. I'll take the back 3.
Alrighty, so we've got Veramos again. Again, a very interesting unit for raids. I think, as you mentioned before, Childish, a lot of the people coming through are just breaking or trying to break into raids, so they're using the units that they've got, right? So this is probably one of those examples of you're running Veramos because you probably don't have another option at the moment, right? So Veramos isn't bad when you do start, but eventually you do want to phase him out of your R4 team. His speed's nice, defense, HP. I mean, he's got what you need for a standard PvE Veramos, but eventually you probably want to rotate him out for someone like a Konamiya would probably work better in this position here. Chisoon's got nice hit points, nice defense. The resistance isn't too bad. The speed could use a little bit of work, but your slot 2 rune's not maxed in that position, so there's room for improvement in there for sure. Bella's got nice hit points, defense, and speed, and isn't a bad option. Is not a bad option at all to run in your early game R4 team because it brings that defense break, brings the attack bar boost as well. So it's got good utility for your lineup. Resistance is a little bit too low, but you've got overkill of accuracy, so you can probably find the balance there. Yep. Over to you, Childish, for the last 3.
Definitely. And before I get into that, I want to give a shout out to Old Man Mushnik here. Thank you so much for the donation. I'm glad that you enjoyed the advice there. So hopefully we can use this stream to better assist some people down the road here. Let's take a look at the last 3. Diaz a little bit low on the HP, but again, we're looking at a 5-star versus a 6-star. Defense is pretty good. Runes look all right. I mean, we're at plus 12 here. Resistance is good. Like we said before, get this one to 6-star. It's gonna make it's gonna be able to help you out a lot more. Huful Phoenix, thank you for the follow. Hua, a little bit low on the HP side. I like to see it in that 15, 16, 17k range here. Critical rate is decent. Again, you're just using the monsters that you got available. Speed is fine, but yeah, work on the effective HP of this monster and you should be all right. Charlotte here, again, this is one of those units that you're just kind of throwing in to, fill in a void. When it comes to this one, it brings no utility outside of the attack bar manipulation and the glancing on the third. I would look for a different type of unit here that you can fill the void for that damage-based aspect that can provide you a little bit more harmful effects. Obviously, resistance and accuracy, there's no reason to judge here. It's fine for this right now, but you got to find a unit that's going to provide you a little bit more utility here. But overall, though, I think his composition is pretty decent. I mean, not too bad at all.
I would only add to that, just there's a lot of free-to-play units you can actually get to make your team a bit more solid in that position. Dark, looking at the units you've got, I mean, you could throw Colleen in there, you could throw Konamiya in there, and that would provide you a bit more stability in your team, providing you your attack buff, your heal block, attack break, and Konamiya provides you your cleanse, which will be more valuable to your lineup compared to, let's say, Veramos for now.
Definitely. And for some of the people that may be asking, after talking about these teams for for a while, maybe they're getting ready to do R4. If we had to put an R4 team out that people can try to use that is essentially like the free to play, I probably would recommend the Fire Panda, and then one of two monsters here, Darien or Diaz on the front line. Bella, again, is a great monster here. If you want to use her on the front line, she is a defense-based monster, but you can use her on the back line as well. Those are going to be my top defensive base units that I would probably run. In the back line, I like Colleen, I like Konamiya, and then I like a unit that's going to provide some kind of a slow to back it up. And if it does have attack bar manipulation, great. So Hua is going to be a great option here if you have it. If you don't, if you were fortunate enough to get Ran, the Dark Rashasha, that can fill in the void. It has an attack bar manipulation on the third skill. And it has a leader skill it's going to be bringing. So that would be kind of a basic thing. I think your +1 for the DPS really all depends on the other monsters, the harmful effects you're bringing, and what you could do to kind of synergize with it. Anything to add to that?
No, I think you're on. I think you've hit the nail on the head there. As long as you find synergy in your team where they could bring the skills, the abilities that you really need in your lineup. So you need your heal blocks, you need your defense breaks. The attack buff is the bonus with Colleen, but the main things that you do need is that attack break and the heal block. So as long as you got teams that you can build that has those sort of abilities, then it'll help you progress in terms of R4 quite comfortably.
Alrighty. We're going to try Emory 93 here, and then if not, we'll grab Nitrix here. Okay. It looks like Emory did take the group, so we're good. Running the resistance lead, we're good. All right, all right. I'm already seeing a lot of those monsters that we're talking about in there, outside of that Wind Barbarian King. I like it. It must be an omen in disguise, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see here. Nelly, keep an eye out on chat. Let me know what's going on there, boss. Let's take a look here on this team. I'll go ahead and start with the first three as well. Emory, a little bit low on the HP. I try to improve that, get it in that 20 to 25k range. Defense is fine though. Speed is low, but that's okay. You're running the double revenge set, which is what I like on Zeong Fei, just to get those extra defense breaks after that jump. Resistance is fine. Accuracy is really, really good. Diaz, overall, looking good. No revenge set on this one here, so I would see what we can do to mix and match some of these revenge sets that you got here. Play around with it, so maybe you can get a revenge set on both. Oh, wait a second. Diaz does have revenge. Never mind. Set. You got one set. I can't see it. Fail. Resistance is looking good. Stats overall are going to be fine for the front line here. We got. I can't even pronounce this. How do you pronounce that?
Horizveld? I don't know. That's how I say it.
I'll say Velgi. We'll say Velgi today. Velgi. All right. Velgi works. 13k HP is a little bit shy. I'm not really a big fan of it, and the speed is really, really, really low. I'd like to see some improvement there if you're going to use this here. Again, this is a unit that's going to provide the attack and the attack buff and the attack speed. So you're getting more beneficial effects to kind of help out with Colleen. It is providing the branding effect, which is nice. And if anybody hasn't seen this monster, this is actually a pretty decent monster for Rift of Worlds, just for the simple fact that you got the branding. And after the branding's put on, you're going to have that increased attack bar. And then when the third skill is down, you get an improvement on your speed so that you can get your skills right away. Keep in mind, though, if you're going to use a brander, like we said before, Emory, and don't go away because I know that we're sitting here talking about it. You need to max skill those skills right there, the second and third, mostly the second here. If you want to get the max value out of the branding, you can have the low cooldown time here. I think that's all I got. Obviously, we're losing out on time. What's your overall take on this?
So Hua's looking good. Oh, we ran out of time.
We ran out of time.
We ran out of time on that one.
I
think just on first glance, the Hua's looking pretty solid, but it did wipe, and that's because the hit points were a little bit on the low side. Colleen, I didn't get a solid look at her, but again, I think her hit points were a little bit on the low side as well. And Konamiya was on violent, and I noticed that one. So I don't know how I feel about violent Konamiya, but again, the only cleanser, so you might be able to get away with it. But Konami is one of those units that do eat a lot of your turns when it's on violent. I'm not really a fan of Konami myself on violent. I'm more of the Swift sort of build Konami.
Yeah, and I go both ways in that. Like you said before, it is its only cleanser, so I probably would run it just for the simple fact of just to kind of beef up your team. I did take a look at the Konami real quick. It was at about 18k. It's going to be fine. I think he's running the defensive room, so it should be fine for R4.
Beautiful. But
just overall improve the effective HP and make sure your resistance is at that 70%. Don't have to be concerned about accuracy on this aspect because again, we're just focused on keeping you resistant so that you can cleanse your monsters and keep them alive. Let's see. Emory is done. What do we got here? Liver. I think we tried to invite Liver Kick, but we didn't have any luck.
Yeah, I had no luck on that one.
Let's try Liver Kick, and then if he looks like he has the same team, then we'll grab somebody else. So we're trying Liver Kick, and then we'll try Malev here. R-T-Y Malev. Let's try him out. Let's see if Liver Kick's going to grab it. Is Malev going to take the spot? Reject. Reject says, Childish. Yes, I see you, my man. Again, for everybody that is chilling on stream, we're just taking the time to assist people in the community that need some help on their R4 composition. I know that I'm missing a ton of messages, and I apologize, but we really want to take the time to help out the people that really need help out. And when we do our regular streams, we'll sit back, relax, and chill with you all, okay? While we're waiting on this group, it looks like none of them took the invite here, so we're going to put them in the back of the line. Let's go ahead and get first. Let's try to get first here. We'll give him some 10 seconds here, then we'll try to grab quick turn if we can.
We've got Liver Kick.
Oh, Liver Kick took it. Oh my gosh. Where you been all my life, Liver Kick? Holy cow. Uh-oh. Hold on a second, though. Oh.
He's looking pretty solid.
Yeah, you're getting the boot. We got to get him out of there. Or do you want to roast him? Do you want to roast him?
Let's roast him.
Let's roast him. Let's roast this guy for trolling.
We gotta roast him.
We're gonna roast the crap out of him. I'll let you lead it off right now.
All right, let's go.
You guys want to come up in here? You guys want to come up in here with your troll teams and saying I need help but I don't. I just want to show off my monsters. We're gonna make you look bad.
All right, let's have a look. Let's start off with this Amana, right? Let's see. Oh, I mean, it's. Oh, I've actually got nothing to say about it. I got the accuracy.
I got everything to say.
The accuracy.
Look at it. Look at his first skill. He thinks that he can get away with 2 out of 6 skill ups. Forget the second and third skill. It's not even important. Get your first skill up here. What are you doing with your life? Put Devilmon in here.
Break that defense.
Seriously, the hit point is so like, what's wrong with you?
Oh, okay. Let's have a look at Diaz. Wow, actually, I got nothing to say on that one, Charlie.
I got everything to say on this. This guy has no idea the amount of damage you can do on the second skill. Checking the score based on your max HP. You need critical rate and critical damage. You cannot crit with 24% critical rate. Get out of here. Work on that. Like, what are you doing? Seriously, what are you doing?
HP, crit damage, HP.
Exactly.
That's why you gotta build them that way.
Yes, on a vampire destroy. Get that. Don't forget destroy. You gotta have destroy.
Destroy's important, guys.
All right, Colleen.
Is important.
What do you think about this one?
Oh, this Colleen. I mean, defense. She's gonna wipe. Yep. What are you doing? Like that speed too. Like she's not gonna heal your team. She's gonna be dead before she heals your team. And that resistance. I mean, she's gonna be stunned up. So when she does finally move, she's probably already gone. Yeah.
And you definitely have way too much speed on Colleen. I'd recommend anywhere from like 108 to 110. That's going to be the ballpark of where you want to sit at here. If you get too much speed, she's just going to overlap her monsters, and the heals are going to be wasted here. Let's take a look at Lisa here. Violent Endure, sitting at over 200 speed. Man, I don't know about this one. Again, I feel like Lisa should be the one on the backline to provide the damage, so I'd probably build this attack or damage attack with no HP and no defense here. Let's see, Zhao Lin. Yeah, I don't know what you're doing with that low defense there. You need a little bit more defense to make it happen. Critical rate is not good. You need at least 81%. Get good. Critical damage 120. You're not going to see any value of that from that third skill. What's wrong with you, man? Get on that critical damage. You should be at 250 critical damage on a Rage Endure set. That's it. That's all I got for Liver Kick. Get out of here, Liver Kick. Get out of here. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man.
All right. Liver Kick. I'm going to remember that name. I'm going to kick the liver out of you. All right. Nitrix. I think we tried Nitrix, but we couldn't get him invited early on.
I didn't join. He missed it.
Yeah. We didn't get Reject. We tried to send him an invite as well. Let's try him. We'll give it here. Okay, Nitrix got it. Rejects wasn't able to sneak in there. Well, I see a Ritesh, so we don't have to check his monsters. When you see a Ritesh in the stream, you know you're okay. You know no one's trolling.
You know you're right.
You're all right. You're all right. Oh, man. Good times. Let me see here. I just want to check something out. I'll let you take the first three here. Do I take the first three? I'm going to be looking at something here.
No worries. Alrighty. So we got Ritesh. Probably a unit you really don't want to keep in your R4 team, to be honest. He's probably going to be one of the units that you drop eventually. Looking at your overall lineup, you could probably afford to get another cleanser to start off with, or even another damage dealer to replace Ritesh eventually. I know you're probably using units you've only got your hands on, so Ritesh really doesn't bring too much value. I mean, the only skill that adds value would be his third skill for that defense break, but that's on a third skill, so it's probably not too much value to your team. Diaz is looking pretty solid, but and you do have a revenge set there as well, so he's looking pretty good. He's got nice resistance, nice defense, nice hit points. Accuracy's on point as well, so there's nothing really to say about that. Your Chisoon's really, really fast and it's got nice hit points and defense, but you are lacking a little bit on that resistance side. So getting a bit more resistance on your Chisoon wouldn't hurt at all.
All right. Looking at Theo here. Theo, nice passive, but not going to get a lot of value out of it from a monster that's going to be able to Oblivion. So it basically puts you at 30k HP, but it's not going to keep you alive in R4. You definitely want to improve that. Again, it is Theo. You use it in so many aspects of the game, so using what you got, that is fine for now. Colleen, it's not too bad. Could be a little bit improvement on the speed. You're running the Violent Revenge set. I'm guessing you're using it for Necropolis B10. I would. So overall the stats are good, but if you're going to be focusing on late game, I would try to get it off of that Revenge set. Off of the Violent set and maybe go like a double or triple Revenge. I run mine on a double Revenge Nemesis right now, and it does fine for both Necropolis and Rift of Worlds. So overall, get the resistance up. Accuracy is fine, but overall looks good. Lisa here, a little bit on the slower side, but I think it can manage for now for R4, R5. You definitely want to get it up a little bit higher. Looks like you're running a defensive rune there, HP, defense, speed. I think this may be able to hang in there for the front line, but it's kind of a gamble unless you have a couple more units on the front line to help it out, like a 4-man front line. Resistance needs to improve. I know that it is enough to for anybody that's bringing like a Tessarian or a Praha, but we never want a rune for the best situation. We want a rune for the worst situation, which is going to be having like a Diaz in there, for example. So having that 70% resistance is going to be enough to get you covered. Final thoughts there, Lucky?
I think it just comes down to a unit composition. You just need to get more raid-based units in there. Just drop Ritesh out of there and just probably, I would say, get another cleanser for now. Get Konami or something into that lineup. It'll bring a bit more value to your team. It'll keep you moving as well.
Gotcha. All right. Let's see if we can grab somebody else here.
I think we missed someone. He was mentioning in chat. Kinzua, I think he's right at the top of the list at the moment.
Yep. I see Kinzu. Yeah, Kinzu's actually a big supporter in the community on my streams and whatnot here. He stops by all the time, so a really cool person. Kinzu, take the invite before I grab somebody else. And Senkai says, hard forward carry please and hi. How you doing, buddy? All right, HP lead. So, okay, yeah, we're still good. All right, we got the next one up here. We're ready to go. I'm gonna take the first three. I think I'm gonna take the first three.
No worries.
Let's see. Oops, I almost clicked on your setup here. All right, Veramos here. Violent, energy here, speed, HP, defense here. Obviously, great stats overall. Again, we've talked about it before. Veramos is not your premium unit that you want to use in R5 because of its passive and getting Oblivion. But again, just using what you got right now, it's going to do you some good. So I like where you're at with the stats overall. Nothing bad to say here. Resistance, I mean, for a Veramos, resistance accuracy is not too bad at all. That's not too bad at all. Zhong Fei still sitting at 5-star here. Definitely want to improve it to 6-star when you can. Resistance is a little bit of an overkill, which is fine. Defense and HP look good, but it's still at 5-star. I'd probably be put a little bit more speed on there, not too much, and then put a revenge set on it if you can. Velji is back at it again. The stats look great. HP looks fine. Defense can improve just a tad, but I like it in that 700 to 800 range. Nothing wrong with the stats here. Really good resistance for a damage shielding monster. Take it away, Mr. Lucky.
No worries. So Hua, nice speed on Hua, nice attack. You're lacking probably on the hit point side and the defense, as well as the crit rate. Crit rate's really, really important for Hua to have to be able to get that damage output that you're after. Accuracy's nice. Resistance, probably a bit on the low side, but I would almost say negligible when it comes to her, in my opinion. I mean, any resistance is a benefit, but I wouldn't sacrifice your other stats for it. Colleen only being a 5-star, her base defense is really low, so it's hard to get it really up there. Her hit points isn't too bad, but I think she's already wiped at the moment. So accuracy is not too bad, but the resistance is probably a little bit on the low side as well. Bella's defense is probably on the low side. Hit points is nice. Speed's nice as well. Accuracy is fine, and resistance, again, you probably want it a bit higher considering it's your only healer. It's one of your healers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, overall it looks pretty good there. Again, I like that Velji there in if you want to use it for an extra DPS, your +1 kind of DPS to go along with Hua to get that branding effect. That is nice, but keep in mind that it does provide the beneficial effects. So if your composition has a ton of beneficial effects, like we've seen in the past where we had somebody with like a Villagel and a Wusaw and a Fire Panda, like they had all this stuff, keep that in mind. Take a look at your team overall. Build teams, not units, if I had to say it out there. So look at what you're bringing overall. Don't just throw in a monster because it's like, oh, it got branded, oh, it got the defense break. Let's do it. Like, you got to really look at your team in the grand scheme of things here. All right. Let's see what we got here. Let's go ahead and let's try. I think we tried to get Te Amo before, but we didn't take the hit, right?
No, we didn't get the hit on that one.
Okay. Whoops. Let's try that, and then we'll give him about 5 seconds, and we'll try a Zoolai here. So if a Zoolai's quick enough, he gonna snipe that spot. Snipe it. Snipe it. Let's go. Is he gonna snipe it? He did snipe it. Oh, he sniped that spot. Oh my god. All right. Here we go. Now I get it. If you guys are waiting for a while, you're like, oh, let me go ahead and do a GB10 run. Yes, you might miss the invites here. I wish we could have more people out there to help us out, but we are 2 people trying to help out a handful of people out of the 235 viewers that are watching on YouTube and Twitch. So thank you again, Infinite Evil, for the follow. I appreciate it. All right, I'll give you the first 3. I'll take the back 3.
No worries, easy enough. So this Zhong Fei is really, really tanky. It's got a lot of hit points, a lot of defense is probably a bit on the lower side to what you usually expect from a Zhong Fei. Speed's fine. Resistance could go a little bit higher. That accuracy, in my opinion, is probably a bit overkill. My concern with it is that it's on Violent, and it's probably going to take up a lot of your turns when it does move. I would move it off Violent and try to get it onto Revenge if you could. Diaz has got nice hit points and defense. I believe you've got a Revenge set in here as well as Endure and in Energy. That's a nice build. I really don't have much to say about it. That could almost honestly work in R5 as well. Annabelle's a great unit. Love it. It's got good all-round stats. You've got nice hit points, nice attack, defense, speed. I really don't have much to say about it except for the resistance. It's probably a little bit on the low side for my liking.
Right here. It's funny, now that I look over the overall, this could have been a thumbs down here. Looking at the stats overall, looks pretty good. But we'll keep it at that. Violent Revenge here, again. Stats overall are really good. Nothing more to add other than resistance. Zhao Lin, HP is a little bit low, but you got the defense to kind of back it up here. Definitely not enough stats to run on the front line. It's going to be a backline unit all day. And then, of course, you got the Liu Mei, Double Kung Fu Girl, running a little bit of a fight Revenge. I like that there. Low on the critical rate, though. Critical damage is good, but low on the critical rate. Nothing else to say about that. Could use a little bit more defense to help out the HP. The cool thing about the May, she has really good base HP, so you can get a lot of value out of those HP subsets here. Yeah, I mean, obviously your overall team composition is good. This was kind of a borderline. I almost put the thumb down, but you snuck one in. You snuck one in. So we got a little bit of time here, so let's go ahead and check some of that chat. Let's see what we got going on. All right. Mato G says, hey, thanks for the tips. He asked about Vela replacing Nisa. Oh, yes. Okay, we already had that answered by someone in the community. Thank you for the people that helped out. Let's see. To do the same comp as Chardas, I don't have at least... Oh, okay. You already answered that here. Let's see. All right. Wow. It looks like everybody that's been helping out in chat, I really appreciate you guys giving some feedback since we're kind of indisposed at the moment with the chat here. For those that just tuned in as of recent here, this is Lucky Madman, a.k.a. Lucky from the Epic Fail Kai community. He's helping us out today. He just got done with a stream all the way over from Australia. If you guys want to do me the honor of coming on board, if you're from YouTube, come at me, bro. Come on over to Twitch side real quick and click on Lucky's name in the Twitch chat if you want to put it there one more time so we can get Lucky some more followers for assisting us in the Summoners War community today. I really do appreciate it.
Always happy to help, mate. Always happy to help.
Let's see if we can grab maybe about what 2 to 3 more and kind of close it off here. Let's see.
Yeah, sure.
Let's try 10 Arch here, and let's give 5 seconds, and I'll try. Tom New R4 carry 35 now 5. Okay, it looks like we got somebody. I see moist snail poop in the house. R4 critique, get out of here, moist snail. You're out. You know you're OP. Get out of here. Everybody knows Moist Snail Poo. Long time supporter of the YouTube and Twitch community. Here we go. Hold on. Oh, nope, I see Purple Runes. We're good.
I see Purple Rune Club.
I see a Purple Rune Club. We have another one in for the Purple Rune Club. For disclaimer already, R4 teams, you're going to take a lot of random units in there. You know, whatever got you to clear to R3. Get the monsters runes to plus 12. Do what you got to do to get it. But Childish, it costs too much mana. Do what you got to do to get that mana, and then get back at there. You need the stats. You need the stats. All right.
Exactly
I'm going to start out with the first 3 here. Let's go. Colleen, where's the speed? We need the speed here. Let's get it at around 180 here. HP and defense are going to be fine. Resistance is good, but you need more speed for it to be a reliable healer in your comp. Now, taking a look at some of the monsters early on, you got a lot of heals, but again, you want that opportunity to provide the multiple chances of the attack break and the hit point disturb here. Speaking of HP and hit point disturb, we got DS here on a guard revenge set. Stats look overall pretty decent. Defense is good. HP, I can hang with that. Resistance is good. Accuracy is a little bit low, maybe a little fine-tuned there, but overall, the main stats that you're looking for here is going to be decent to do it. Xiong Fei, Violent Shield. I'd probably take it off that Violent set. You can probably get some random boons here to fill in the void of the HP and defense that you need for this monster to work. Resistance is great on this monster, so I can't really say anything bad about that here. What's your take on that first one here, Amelia?
Purple Rune Club, all over it.
Purple Rune.
Yeah, honestly, this is probably one of the units that could use a lot of work in terms of your lineup here. Considering it's probably it's your only cleanser at the moment, so you'd want a lot more hit points on it, a lot more defense. Needs more speed for sure. You need to change that slot 6 accuracy rune out of there for sure, just to get that hit points up there. Resistance does also need a bit of work as well. Xiaolin's got no crit rate, so try to get the crit rate a bit higher on that Xiaolin. More hit points for sure. Defense is okay for now. I wouldn't worry too much about the defense, but yeah, more hit points, more crit rate for sure. Aerial, without talking too much about Aerial, I think for your team composition, Aerial's probably one of the units that you can probably trade out for, let's say, Konamir to be a backup cleanser.
I like it.
Just because right now you're running Amelia, it's probably not your prime option for cleansing. I'd say, Konamir as a backup would provide a bit more help there for you.
Yeah, nothing else to say on that area. I definitely like that Konami, especially that's what I was going to recommend as well. But overall, stats just need to improve, and you could do that easily by getting those runes to plus 12. Yep. All right, gotta do it. All right. Let's see, 2 more people. Let's see who we can grab. Ooh, I gotta. Have you been getting any decent grinds?
I think I've kept 1 so far. out of pity as well, I think.
Nice. All right, Do and B. I heard you on the Twitch side of things. I like that D there. If I recall correctly, with the puzzle background, I think that means you support the autism community. If I recall correctly, I know that my a relative of mine, my brother-in-law, is autistic, and that's generally what is kind of shown in his streams and whatnot. So big shout out to everybody that does support the autism and everybody in that. That's a really, really good community. I have a personal relative that is near and dear to me that is autistic. So I appreciate everybody that does support anybody that has any kind of disadvantage or whatnot. So, or disability. Okay, I think he's gonna be good. We're set.
Yeah,
all right, and here's the deal, guys. Everybody's here hanging out on the R4 carries. We're gonna be wrapping up here pretty shortly. So definitely, if you guys are just looking to get some groups in, there's obviously a ton of people here that can do R4. So talk in the chat amongst yourselves. Try to set up a group and see what we can do. Do you want to go ahead and start out with the first three?
Yeah, I'll start off with the first one. Plenty of hit points on this Diaz. Defense, I mean, I'll try sacrifice maybe a bit of those hit points to get that defense up for sure. And get a little bit of accuracy, because Diaz's role in your team is to try and get that heal block on, but you won't get any heal block with 0% accuracy. Resistance isn't too bad, 66%. I mean, if you can get it to 70, that's probably ideal, but 66 not too far off. Xiao Lin, are you running that on frontline? Yes, you are running Xiao Lin on frontline. So her defense is nice. Hit points is probably a little bit too low for my liking for frontline. If you can probably get another 2,000 or 3,000, that'd be great. Her crit rate, crit damage, and attack are looking really, really nice. And her accuracy is fine as well. Lisa's build at the moment, she's on violent and tolerance, which is interesting. So you can probably get away with resistance on your other units. So it gets your resistance high enough. Your hit points are nice, defense is nice, and your speed's nice. So all round, I think, yeah, your first three units are looking pretty good.
All right, Colleen is up next here, sitting with a double revenge set. I like the stats overall. Nothing really to say other than work on that resistance a little bit and try to get that accuracy to about 30%. I think you're going to be fine there. Miang, I'm a big fan of Miang here. A nice pseudo cleanser, providing the cleanse as well as the heal. It's not a full-blown cleanse, but it's going to be able to reduce the harmful effects down 1. So if you are stunned, it's really going to get those units off that stun and really help out and heal them up here. Try to see what you can do to get those skill ups, though. If you're using this as a assistant to Lisa, Lisa can get it done by itself, but I still would try to get these the third skill max out if at all possible. Resistance is pretty darn good. I can't complain. Accuracy, you're not too concerned about it when it comes to Miang because you're not trying to remove any beneficial effects. Hua, a little bit low on the HP and defense side for R4. I think you can get away with it at R4, but I probably would still try to improve it overall. Resistance is great. Accuracy is good. Nothing really bad to say about that in general. Any final thoughts on that team composition overall?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head with the Miang skill ups. She is crucial with her skill ups. She needs it to be able to provide you that security to your team, because I think without the skill ups, her cooldown's really, really, really high. So it takes a while for her to get that cleanse again. So getting those skill ups is really important for her.
Yep. All right. Let's see if we can grab the final one here. Reject. Oh my goodness. Reject with the spam. Should we grab him? What do you think? What do you think about spammers?
I think we skip spammers.
Oh, we got to skip him. Okay. How about Don Q? I like Don Q. I drink Don Q. Or at least I used to drink Don Q. Much love, Reject, though. Much love. I know that you've been waiting a little bit. I mean, it goes to everybody here. A lot of people have been waiting a long time. And again, we are two people trying to help out as many people as possible. We've been doing it for about 90 minutes. So this is going to be the last one, I believe. And then we'll kind of fill it up here. But again, here's the crazy thing about it, guys. With regards to this this stream is being recorded. We're going to provide it on YouTube. So even though no one likes to sit back and watch R4 over and over for quite some time, the advice that's brought into R4 is going to be it's going to be universal. There's a lot of things that you're going to be able to pick up on if you didn't get a chance to be featured on stream. So please take the time to check this out on YouTube. I should have it up later today so that you guys can go ahead and check it out. But that's going to be pretty much it. Let's go ahead and I'll give you the first three.
No worries. Let's go with Xiao Lin. So running the Xiao Lin frontline. HP is looking nice. Defense is looking nice. Crit rate could be bumped up a little bit more. The attack's fine for now. Yeah, it's probably just crit rate that needs a bit of work on that one. Accuracy maybe a little bit more, just so you can get that defense break with the first skill. Diaz is probably, for my liking, lacking a bit of defense. You've gone overkill on the resistance, so you can probably lose a bit of the resistance to try to get that defense a bit higher. And you are running a revenge set, which is pretty good for him. Accuracy, I mean, 23 is fine. I'm not too worried about that. I think if you're over that 15% threshold, you're looking pretty good. Chasoon's got nice resistance. Defense is probably a little bit too low for frontline for my liking, but the hit points is really nice, so it makes up for that. Yeah, so that's the front three.
Alrighty, and we got Lisa here coming at it with 173-ish speed or whatnot on the Violent Endure. Resistance is there. Overall stats is pretty good. Actually, you know what? I'm pretty happy with this. I don't know if this is frontline or whatnot. R4, you can get away with it. R5, I think it needs to be just a tad bit more tankier. If you're not running like a 4-man frontline. 4-man frontline, you might be able to get away with it. 2-man or 3-man frontline, I don't think it's going to work. Let's see here. Hua. A little bit lower on the HP, but it looks like you've made up a little bit on the defense. So defensive pushing almost in the 900 range. Looks good. Critical rate, critical damage is fine. Resistance is really good for just an attack monster here. Obviously, you're not generally ruining for resistance on your attack-based monster, but it is nice to have a little bit of it just in case your cleanser is dirt. Then last but not least, we got Miang here with 18k HP. Not too bad. I'm guessing it's on the back line here. Speed is good. Resistance is good. Attack is not too bad at all. I like the Endure set on the back end to get you the resistance that you need. Keep in mind though, it does put you at the 86%, so you got a little bit of wiggle room. So if you have another rune here that is a high resistance amount that you're using it for resistance, like if you had another rune here that you can play around with that had better offensive stats to improve your heals or whatnot there, and didn't have the resistance, you can consider swapping it out. But considering how you have it currently, I'm sure that you have it in that situation because it's what gets you the stats you need. So can't really complain. Final thoughts there, Lucky?
I think the only thing I would suggest in that team change, I know you mentioned it earlier on with one of the other reviews that we did, Childish, is Chasoon over Colleen. I think
Colleen over Chasoon, you mean?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Colleen over Chasoon. Where right now he's running Chasoon in his lineup. Colleen would bring a lot more utility to that team. That's probably the only recommendation I'd make to that team. Running a Colleen over that Chasoon would make that team a bit more all-round, more balanced. Getting that attack break on first skill would be monumental to that lineup.
Definitely. Cool. All right, Don Q, thank you for coming on board. And once again, guys, for everybody that's tuning in for the first time that we did the restreaming on YouTube and Twitch, thank you guys for hanging out with us today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to leave that like button. Let's get the word out. Let's try to help some other people out that need some guidance. If you just tuned in as of late and didn't get an opportunity to be featured, please review the video when it becomes available so you can see some of the advice that we give, because it's going to be a lot universal. Let's give a big shout out to my man Lucky for coming on board after his stream. Again, he is from the Epic Fail Kai community. That's one of our guilds in our 6 skill community. If you want to go ahead and leave one more comment there, Lucky, in the Twitch side of things, so we can go ahead and click your name out there. Everybody stop what you're doing and give him a follow on his stream before I get mad, all right? That's going to be it, everybody. Lucky, any final words for the community that you want to put out there?
Look, I just want to say thanks. Thanks to all my supporters that have come around and just been awesome. It's just been awesome. It's been an awesome experience starting to stream, and seeing this community grow has been pretty good too. It's been an amazing experience, and thanks for everyone hanging out with us tonight. And keep persevering, keep pushing, keep trying your best, and you know where to look for help as well. Childish does awesome work with his Educate and Dominate series. Have a look at them on YouTube because they will help you progress. I can guarantee that.
Definitely. Thank you, my man. All right. So since we are on the Twitch side of things as well, we can host somebody. So what we're going to go ahead and do is give you guys over to one of the top G3 players out there in the Epic Fail community here, Mr. Fua. He is currently back in the G3 RTA, so we're going to give him some love. If you guys are not watching him already, you might be watching him already, but if you're not, we're going to get you all set up. So that is going to be it, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's your boy Childish and Mr. Lucky with ChildishPlays checking out. Take care, and we will see you all next time. Let's see. I gotta click it. I'm gonna click on foie here.